Alright everybody, I made this video once, but they flagged it, so I'm gonna double down on this video because they made me mad. So now we're gonna react on America First versus Israel First. The interviewer is a Zionist from the Zionist country, and Tucker, he's American First guy. So let's see how this interview goes, and we are gonna debunk the guy from the Zionist state things all the way through. But let's go.
So Israel is the most violent state in the world, even more than...
Yes, it is. By all the assassinations it's done, infiltrations of countries, propaganda. Don't get me started in all the, what's it called? Workers' unions, they infiltrated and deleted people. All kinds of things, bruv. All kinds of things. G-side on the Palestinians. Spreading false propaganda. Controlling the world through lobby groups. So yeah, they are the most violent in the whole world. Let's go into the Bolshevik Revolution in Russia. Let's go into who controlled World War I, World War II. Bruh, hell yeah. Most violent people in the world.
in Iran? Are you serious?
No country, and I say this with sadness, but no country has boasted more about killing its political opponents than Israel, of course.
That's true. Everybody know it. If you work for that state and you do something horrible, they name streets after you, they name schools after you, universities after you, areas after you. So yeah, we know this.
Its assassination programs, the Prime Minister of Israel gave a golden pager to the President of the United States. I was there. And that golden pager represented the pagers that Hezbollah leaders were killed by. Sure. I mean, so yes, Israel brags about assassinating people, and of course it does assassinate people. Many countries assassinate.
Bro, they assassinated JFK. Everybody fucking know it. You can go back in the videos and find John Kiriakou telling it. Everybody know it. That's why the files are not coming out, because half the files all point to one specific country that did it.
People, but Israel makes a public relations campaign out of boasting about killing its opponents. So
No,
yeah, by definition.
These people that were killed are the terrorists of Hezbollah that had a plan to eliminate Israel. In fact, when you said you're against the war in...
What the fuck is this guy talking about? How the fuck did he get his Hezbollah into this fucking conclusion? The fuck? Hezbollah was started by the Zionists to be a, what's it called? To be a opposition player to Yasser Arafat, that guy in his party. I forgot what's it called. But yeah, Zionists started them. So this guy, what the fuck he talking about?
In Iran. Iran is the creator of the fire ring around Israel.
That is the dumbest thing. Yeah, we're gonna choose to occupy a country in the Middle East and nobody's gonna get mad. Sure, bro. How the fucking dumb are you? This interviewer is so fucking retarded. And honestly, I like Tucker. I like Tucker. But sometimes he likes those guys too much.
Through Hamas and Hezbollah trying to eliminate Israel. So don't you think that Israel has the right of self-defense?
I want to see how an aggressor have right to self-defense when it's an aggressor. An aggressor do not have the right for self-defense. I have never seen in the history of humanity anybody be on the G side. On a G, who the fuck is on the G side? Nobody. Everybody who doing G side are seen as bad people. And I don't know why this fucking guy is saying, oh, do he no, bro. The state is a G side state. Of course, it doesn't have the right to defend itself. It doesn't even have the right to exist. It's abolished all the international laws in the world. It's following no fucking international laws. Of course, it doesn't have the right to exist. It's built on G side and the expulsion of other peoples. Of course, it doesn't have the right to exist. Who the fuck said it has the right to exist? Nobody said it has the right to exist. God damn.
Which is one of the major pillar of interest of national security in Israel, and also
Listen, it doesn't have the right to exist. If it goes in front of an international court, it will lose. It will be abolished in fucking no time. That's why it's not following no international conventions, because it would be abolished. The only reason it's there is, like Biden said, like many other Americans said, it is a strategic base in the Middle East. Nothing else. And the infiltration of AIPAC and all of this, the Zionist state and killing of JFK and putting a leash on all the American politicians.
in the United States.
Of course, I think Israel has the right of self-defense. I
So
think
you
every
said
nation
about the
does.
pager.
Even putting a leash on the American people, walking them like good dogs.
Like a
think-
golden pager, something that is wrong, isn't it? The fact that when you're fighting your enemies, you need to kill them first sometimes.
How the fuck does that make sense? How the fuck does that make sense? Killing your enemies before... What the fuck is this guy talking about, bro?
There may be circumstances where you can justify killing someone preemptively, and just to restate, is
How can you kill somebody preemptively? How? Doesn't make sense. The person has not done the crime. How can you fucking... don't even have the right to kill anybody preemptively. The person needs to be arrested, go in front of a trial. You show your proof. If the person if it not sticks and there is no proof, the person needs to be free to walk away. You can't just strike people because you feel it. What the fuck, bro? Just because somebody have a different view of the world than you just gonna strike them? How the fuck does that make sense?
Israel, like the United States, like Burundi, like France, like every nation, like every person has the right of self-defense. That's an inherent right.
No, that's not true. It's not true. A serial killer does not have the right of self-defense. How the fuck does that make sense? So if a serial killer walks out and kills people and then police comes and fucking tries to arrest him, does that mean he has the right for self-defense? It doesn't make sense, bro. That's a fucking flawed argument. That's a retarded argument. You gotta be a special kind of retard to even have that argument. So a fucking serial killer can go around killing, and when the police come to arrest him and hold him accountable for his deeds, he has the right to self-defense. How the fuck does that make sense?
Right. So I've never questioned that. I support it. The question...
There's nothing to support. It doesn't make sense. Honestly, that's a flawed view Tucker Carlson has, honestly, because even Tucker, he's still manipulated. But it doesn't make sense. You cannot argue for that. That it's a flawed argument. That means a serial killer going out and killing, he cannot be held to justice because he has the right to self-defense. How the fuck does that make sense? How the fuck does that make sense?
that I think is worth discussing is, what does that mean? Killing innocents is never acceptable, period. Under any circumstances, by any person or any nation. It's immoral. It's the thing that separates the civilized from the barbaric.
But that doesn't make sense. See, here Tucker is it doesn't make sense what he's saying. He says sometimes you need to make preactive strikes. Whatever it's called. But how the fuck can you delete somebody when you haven't everybody, what's it called? Everybody is innocent till proven guilty. If you don't put them in front of a trial, how the fuck can you preemptively strike them? The fuck?
And if
Like
you
Hamas
wind up
did.
killing people,
Like Hamas did
no,
in
of course,
Listen, Hamas, what the fuck? Fuck this Hamas, bro. What Hamas? Hamas. What Hamas? Whatever, fuck Hamas. Let's talk about the Hannibal doctrine. Let's talk about the Hannibal program that was put in power when all this shit happened. Let's really talk about what really happened in that day. Because what happened in that day is not taught. The manipulation is still fucking ampant and running through the West, and everybody is lying about what really happened.
October 7th,
right.
in a massacre.
None
that
of this is a
never been-
defense of Israel's enemies. Of course not. It's
it
a
sounds
blanket
like a little bit.
universal principle.
It sounds
Oh,
like-
of course it's not.
It sounds like
Listen, there's not been an international investigation. There's not been even an investigation, bro. It's all about he said, she said, and somebody said. There's not been an investigation. Until there's been an investigation, it's lies. Nobody has investigated. Nobody has been there investigated. Nobody has seen all the footage that is available. Nobody has seen the settled. Listen, we gotta understand one thing in this fucking world. There's fucking satellites. They're fucking recording this fucking earth 24/7. These fucking countries, they have access to 24/7 surveillance of the fucking world. Okay? Which means whenever they fucking feel like, they can go back, because all this is fucking stored, they can go back to the fucking surveillance, zoom in for whatever region they need to, and fucking look at what really is happening in fucking 4K. So I don't know what this fucking guy is talking about. It's lies. There's not been any investigation. Show us the fucking satellite videos. Show us the fucking satellite videos of when it happens, because there are fucking satellite videos. It's so fucking easy. Why the fuck are we acting dumb, all of us? Show the fucking videos. Everybody will be able to see the tanks, the Apache helicopters going in and doing what they're doing. So this is why they're not showing the satellite videos. Because, listen, we are not small children anymore, bro. We are living in a fucking world where everything is fucking surveilled. I don't give a fuck about this. This is propaganda, what this guy is telling. And Tucker Carlson, for not fact checking him and not just saying, oh, let's look at the satellite videos. The fuck, bro?
you are.
No, it's a universal principle that applies to every person and every nation. Now, that is not an attack on Israel. Israel has to, in order to remain considered a civilized nation, abide by the same universal principles everybody else does. If
it has to, but it can't. If Israel had to play by international rules, it wouldn't exist, because it can't exist. You can't have a nation, a country, only for one kind of people and one kind of religion. That doesn't. We are living in 2026, bro. Not even in fucking North Korea they have one religion, bro. Even in North Korea they're having religious freedom, bro. So what the fuck is... Nah, bro. Honestly. The Zionist state needs to go to the international courts, and the international courts needs to really, with international law, do what they need to do.
Hamas does something that's bad, it's bad.
Like,
That does not
fuck Hamas. Fuck Hamas. Hamas was made by fucking Israel. Fucking stop saying fucking Hamas. Fuck Hamas, bro.
justify Israel doing that same bad thing, or the United States doing that same bad thing, or anybody doing that same bad thing. So the principle remains the same. You can't kill people who did nothing wrong.
It's not just
period.
bad, you know. I'm going back to October 7th. This was a massacre.
Right.
That was attack.
Fuck October 7 until we see the fucking satellite video and all the video that is accessible and every fucking detail and every proof. Until there's an international fucking investigation. Fuck whatever they're saying about October 7.
On Israel, about innocent, about women, raping women, kidnapping.
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. It's not true. That is not true. Where's the proof?
Infants, take them to the.
That is not true. That is not true. Infants were not kidnapped. What the fuck is this guy talking about, bro? What the fuck is he talking about, bro? That's so fucking retarded. No fucking infants were involved. This is fucking debunked, bro. So fucking long. Why the fuck is he not fact checking him? Why is Tucker Carlson not fact checking him?
Tunnels for long months inside Gaza. Do
Yes.
you imagine what the United States would have done to an enemy that would have attacked the United States?
Listen, fuck the United States too, bro. They're fucking unmoral, bro. They're killing left and right, bro. They're fucking experimenting on their own people, bro. Oh yeah, sure. Let's take a less moral place. Okay, not even less moral. I can't even say America is less moral. A little more moral place, and let's compare it to that. What are you talking about? Listen, America, if it was going to an international court, America, bro, forget America. America is it's a fucking failed experiment, bro.
And do the same in the same magnitude? Do you think that the United
I'm
States would
sure,
act differently?
Well, I don't need to imagine, because we had 9/11 where many innocents were killed, and in response, the United States killed some of the perpetrators and also many innocents.
Oh,
And so
sure, Tucker, sure. 9/11 again, a false flag. Again, a false flag. No international investigation again. So I don't believe 9/11 happened. I believe it happened, but I don't believe the history behind it. Nah. I believe it happened, but I believe that the guy who owned the building, America, Mossad, stood behind everything. Because, let's be honest, even fucking Al-Qaeda is owned by America. What the fuck are these guys talking about? Why are fucking people still playing dumb, bro? Every fucking thing is fucking facted and checked and shown and proved and fucking documented and document whatever, bro. Why the fuck is people still playing dumb, bro? America and fucking Israel is behind everything that is happening the last fucking what? Since fucking World War II? Why the fuck is people still playing dumb?
we've done that. It is never allowable, period, for any person to kill an innocent. You can't kill a child. The child did nothing wrong. And civilized people understand that. That's what civilized people are. That's the definition of a civilized country.
And that is the problem. In this world, the West is not civilized. The people are. Many of the people are civilized, educated, but no, bro, they're not even educated and civilized now. They're not educated, they're not civilized, they're lazy. They're lazy people. Nah, I don't even think they're lazy, bro. I just think they've been so indoctrinated in the world they're living that they don't understand there is another world. You know, they're living like robots. They're living Monday to Friday, working like fucking ants. Then the weekend comes, they have like one day to rest, like, and it's like robot life. It's like they're keeping them down so that they can't think, you know. But even that's not a excuse for not educating yourself on the world and what is happening.
I agree
country
with
that-
you, but it seems like
right.
But it seems like when you speak about Israel as the most violent,
It is. Israel is the most violent right now. Right now. And through the last, 50, 60, 70 years. Yeah, you can say that. One of them, maybe, because you have other examples. You have the Serbs who are doing the same thing with the Russians. You have the Western countries who are doing the same thing. And you have African countries and nations doing it, but only by Western infiltration, Western backing. So yeah, but Israel, it is one of the worst. Yeah.
state in the world, you forget to mention that it is the most attacked state in the world from so many enemies, like any other country in the world. So if you
Okay. So what this Israeli is saying, we should, if a serial killer is going out and attacking, we should not be having like feelings that we don't like the serial killer. We should be understanding the serial killer for why he's serial killing. This is so fucking dumb argument, bro.
don't put this equation together,
Don't fucking put your country in a fucking other people's homes, bro. Bro, these people, these Zionists, were offered to build countries where there were no people. Why the fuck do you choose a country where there are people? What the fuck is that kind of fucking retardation, bro? That's just, okay, I'm going and hitting people, and then I'm expecting not to get hit. Bro, you're gonna get hit, bro. Of course you're gonna get hit. Bro, if you're going looking for problems, you're gonna find people who are looking for problems. That's how it is. What the fuck? This is so fucking retarded, bro.
it seems like we are doing it for fun or that we lost our morality. This is self-defense.
Don't have morality. You don't have morality. Look at your scriptures, bro. Your scriptures. I don't even want to get started, bro.
Well, Israel
Sometimes-
has definitely lost its morality. There's no question about that, of course. I do think, and
They never had it. Honestly, I don't even believe they had it. I don't know.
I would always say, because it's true, that Israel has many enemies, many of whom have committed atrocities against innocent Israelis. Blowing up people in cafes in Tel Aviv is every bit as immoral as killing any other innocent in any other country at any other time. It's all wrong. The reason that I have cause to comment on this and to say that it's wrong is that I'm paying for it. There's no reason the United States should be sending any money at
Listen, we gotta remember, not only America is paying for it, the West is paying for it. The second world countries are paying for it. The third world countries, these guys, this Zionist project, it's deep, bro. The Zionist project is not just people, it's companies, bro. When, what's it called? That guy who was told to compare the book and all of this about Zionism and all of this, bro, the idea was not just people. It was a combination of people, companies, making companies, getting money in. Listen, don't fucking act dumb, bro. All of you guys, man, educate yourself.
all to Israel, and particularly not to its military.
Even
Now,
if the
Israel has
price-
neighbors that
Even if the price will be the annihilation of Israel, this is not your problem.
Listen, yeah, Israel don't have the right to exist. In Palestine, it should be Palestinian, like it's been the last, I don't know, thousands of years. The people who are living there have the right to that country. And if people want to move to that country can establish migration rules or, I don't know, whatever, for moving there on their terms. But Nah, bro, nobody's gonna go and support a fucking G-side country, bro, and a G-side nation. It's fucking not. Humans are not that dumb, bro. How the fuck do these guys think that humans are dumb? Bro, these guys could control the world when there was no internet, when there was only the mainstream media, when the mainstream media fucking brainwashed everybody, and the fucking Hollywood movies and whatever, blah blah, and all of this shit, books and literature and whatever. Now people don't give a fuck about that. They're doing their own research, coming to the right conclusions, seeing the world for what it is. Of course, a state that is genocidal do not have the right to exist. That's not a world nobody wanna live in. And of course that is always gonna be fought against.
Problem.
I don't want. Let me be clear.
This is the morality that you're preaching for.
Well, let me tell you what I do think.
Okay.
Which is, I don't want Israel to be destroyed. I don't want any Israeli to be harmed. I personally have always liked Israel.
Listen, I can say this. If Israel go to international court, and if it's all the documents and all the proofs and all what they did and everything, if the international community and international peoples after that can go out and say, okay, we can allow them to exist after everything is cleared up, maybe. But if not, of course not. A genocidal state with just because you fucking listen, that's the same thing as saying people, refugees, war refugees and all of this who came to Europe, had the rights, got a job, lived a normal life. After a couple of centuries, not centuries, generations, going out, taking a part of Europe, making a country state, starting to expel Europeans, and then expel G-side, all of this, what they're doing right now. And after 50, 60 years of this occupation and taking territories, the migrants in Europe, having built a country now and stolen land, then if they go out now and say, yeah, why the fuck don't you recognize us? Why don't you recognize us? That's the fucking almost same logic, bro. That is fucking pretty much the fucking same logic. That's so fucking retarded. Of course it doesn't have the fucking right to exist. It was built on G-side, on fucking ethnic cleansing, on fucking horrible dehumanization. So no, of course no.
Real, not that that's relevant, but I have. So it's not, I don't want anyone to be hurt in Israel. I just don't understand why the United States has an obligation to pay for any of this, to send the weapons for it, to lend its moral authority to Israel, to lend its diplomatic cover to Israel, to lend its Air Force and its Navy and its military to Israel. I don't understand, where does this obligation come from? And no one will answer that question. And instead they say, well, you're an anti-Semite. Well, I'm not an anti-Semite.
All right.
And that's not an answer. What is the answer? And I've never received one. And I know now, because of this war, that America's relationship with Israel, while it may be based on good intentions, is hurting the United States very badly, very badly. We can't afford it. And our standing in the world has declined, and we're implicated in some of the many crimes Israel has committed. Why?
I have some
Why?
No. Implicated in all the crimes they have done. Let's just be frank. All of them. It would be like the same as like a mafia organization with the boss, like, and the boss is like, yeah, I don't know what my people are doing. Yeah. Sometimes I know, sometimes hell no, bro. The boss knows what the fuck is happening all the time, man. Stop playing fucking dumb, bro.
is
about
that?
it, but I have a question.
Please
for
tell
you.
me.
You know, you accuse
Yes.
Netanyahu of dragging Trump into an unnecessary war with Iran. So let's think about
Yes.
what it actually means. Do you really think that a foreign leader can pull the president of the United States into a war he didn't want? And what does it tell us about Trump? Is he really that weak?
Well, I don't.
Why the fuck is he calling him weak? They're getting what they wanted, and then he's like, oh, he's so weak. Yo, bro, what the fuck is you talking about? The music industry controlled by the movie industry, controlled by the financial industry, controlled by. You get what I'm saying? And now they're getting what they want, and now he's like, oh, he's weak. Yeah, bro. You guys are fucking controlling America and the presidents. What the fuck are you talking about? Of course they're weak. Americans are weak, bro. We gotta understand. Americans have never been the strong people. It was built by fucking prisoners. Started up by people getting expelled or prisoners from Europe. Going out and G-siding and stealing from native people. Oppressed people from Europe who were slaves, who were the bottom of the bottom, went there. Listen, stop fucking acting like America is some moral, intellectual place, bro. It isn't.
I don't think that that could happen. I saw it happen. I was there, and so that happened. So the question is why? And I just want to be clear, I don't primarily blame the Israeli prime minister, who I think is wrong. I think he's gravely hurt Israel. I think he's leading Israel toward destruction. I think he's a very bad leader and a very unwise leader. However, I also believe that Prime Minister Netanyahu is acting in what he thinks is his nation's best interest. So I give him credit for that and always.
That's not true. That is absolutely not true. What Netanyahu is doing, what Netanyahu and all these Zionists are doing right now, they're building the tombstone. That's the only thing they're doing. They have now built the tombstone of the Zionist project. Because, listen, today we have cameras. Today people can see with their own eyes. They're not gonna fucking survive 100 years. It's impossible. The next generation, if this generation that is in power right now doesn't remove it, the next generation will. That's 100%, bro. Their own fucking youth will abolish the state. Wait and see. And if they don't do it, the rest of the world will do it. Bruh, everybody know it, bruh. It's only Americans living in this illusion of they're in some control of the world picture and how the world is gonna look. Nah, bruh, trust me, they ain't.
Have. I don't blame him primarily. I blame Donald Trump for folding under the pressure from Benjamin Netanyahu and his many allies in the United States. Donors to Donald Trump, people in the media class here, were effectively working on behalf of the Israeli government, and Donald Trump, whose decision it was.
Why is Tucker acting like he didn't work for them once upon a time? Tucker, you work for them. Why are you acting? Why are you not saying everybody works for them?
Was caved under that pressure. But on February
Caved. Listen, all the Americans have caved for them. What the fuck is this guy talking
28th, the United States followed Israel into this war. And the Secretary of State of the United States said, we had no choice. They chose the time. The Israeli prime minister decided when this started. Well, that's the definition of control. He had control of this war. And so my question is, why did Donald Trump allow a nation of 9 million people to pull the United States, a nation of 350 million people, into a war that will change its future and that is bad for the United States? And I can't answer.
You can say the same thing of all the wars. Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, Libya, Egypt, all the fucking wars, bro. What the fuck? Tucker, what the fuck you talking about? Fucking be more educated, bro.
that question.
You can't answer.
I don't have an
Because
answer.
what you're implying
All I-
that Donald Trump is so weak that a foreign leader can
Donald Trump is weak, bro. What the fuck is this guy talking about? Donald Trump don't even know how to make money, bro. What the fuck? Listen, Donald Trump is fucking retard, bro. He's living on his fucking grandfather's money who made it on horrible fucking things. Look what his fucking grandfather had in his saloons. Look what his grandfather had in his saloons. Was it grandfather or great grandfather? Look what he had in his saloons. Go look up. He was the owner of saloons in this gold rush in America. Look up the age of the workers in the saloons. And you will find out of everything. You will understand the next generation and the generation after, and you will come to little Donald.
drag him into a war he doesn't want.
Well, I'm not.
But
First of all, I never.
you hesitate.
Listen, America are weak. They have been weak all the time. Building a nation on genociding women and children and people when they are on the lowest, or backstabbing them, or acting as friends with them until they have the guards down and then genociding them. That's what happened with the natives. That's what happened. We're just forgetting smallpox. Listen, bioweaponry was used. That's so fucking crazy even to say in that time. Bioweaponry was used. Brother, do you understand what I'm saying to you? Weapons, bioweapons, starvation. That is how America was built.
Stated that may be afraid to say clearly that Donald Trump is weak.
Of course it's weak. America is built by weak people. So of course it's weak. The Zionist state is even weaker.
Let me say two things. For one, of course, I'm not afraid, or I wouldn't be doing this interview or talking about this at all.
Nah, respect to Tucker. I like Tucker. I'm fucking with him, but I like him. He's on his path. He's old. I don't know how he's so old and he's not more informed, but still. He's doing his work. I'm gonna give him a like because Tucker always is good. And listen, we gotta make a distinction. To be a Jew is not to be a Zionist. A Zionist has no faith. A Zionist has no religion. A Zionist can be anybody. A Zionist can be atheist, Christian, Muslim, whatever. It has no faith. It is a project. Basically it. That's it. It's an understanding between some people that they want this. Nothing else. The Jews are good people, and many of them are probably respectable and good people, but the Zionist project are not a symbolic representation of Zionists. And it should not be, because that would be a horrible world if they were like that. But I don't believe that they are like that. I believe that Jewish identity has been stolen and occupied by the Zionists. And that is why we need to make a big distinction, and we need to break that wall that somehow got built up, that Zionism is Jewism and Jewism is Zionism. Nah, bro, it isn't. Because Zionism was started by Christians. So already there, it isn't Jews. So they flagged my video, so I had to double down on this video. So now let's see if they flag it again. Eyebrows. See you next time.